Okay, let's have a look at this base. As you can see, I've now built my wall around. That goes the whole way around the entire island, including around the containers over there, around the boat out the back, and yeah, all the way along the border of the water pretty much. And I've got even a little bit of the water in there. It's 3 stories high all the way around, um, except for one little patch which I ran out of. So once I get some more, finish it off. That was just where I got up to last night. Um, I'm not in any big hurry to get that because 2 stories is really enough. The 3 stories overkill, but it is what it is. I need to put some more turrets on there, so I don't any around the wall yet. In fairness, I don't think anything's getting in. I'm not really sure how raiders work, if they just spawn inside the island or if they've got to be able to exit. But anyway, what happens? I've got plenty of defense here anyway. But the main part of my island is the castle, which you can start to see. I have done all the structural work for it. I've built all the base and everything, and then all 3 levels of the castle. This is my little crop area and a couple of the few sets I've got here at the moment. I will get rid of all of it eventually. I just need to put that there to keep them happy. This is the entrance to my castle. I may change it a little bit later on. I just made it this way to start with so that it was functional and safe before I put my wall up. I've got all these turrets here, so if anything does get into my base, it won't be able to get in the castle because I've got turrets here, turret there, turrets there, turrets behind me as you're coming up, and then you have to go around this maze to be able to get in, and you've got turrets in every corner of the maze before you get into the actual castle. So it's a pretty well protected joint. I can't see it anytime soon, but we'll take it as it comes and see how we go. But I'm pretty sure that's well protected. But as I keep building the island, I'll putting more defences, will be safe. You can see that's the wall that it goes down to on the first floor. And you might notice that I have no wiring or anything like that inside, but I have power to all of my walls and everything like that. I'll explain that afterwards when I get a chance. But yeah, that goes all the way down to that wall as well, and that runs all the way down that way until it connects up with the wall that I just showed you down there. So it's a pretty big first floor. The second floor is a bit smaller, obviously. Just there you can see the deck, that deck down the ground, the ceiling for the first. So the second and third progress. Once again, though, it goes all the way around. What I do is all the way in on a flat surface up until the point where the hill sort of starts to go up, and I couldn't build in any further. That's where I put my wall, and then lift it up a bit and start the next floor after that. So we'll come around here up to the third floor. On the third floor I've already started doing some decorating. I've got these lights, they give off bugger all light, but nice, so I've got to work something out about putting something that might give off a bit more light, but for the moment it's not too bad because I've got these lights on the outside as well as on the inside wall. That provides a bit of to keep it. I've got some painting to make the place look a little bit nicer. Still plenty of work to do, but I've just started decorating, so I've got to work on getting more materials. I'm playing on a PS4, so I have no mods available to me. But in honesty, I've taken advantage of a couple of the glitches that the game has to be able to duplicate a few materials to get to the position I'm in. And also, obviously, use the little trick to stop the size from getting too out of hand and reducing that. Now, this is obviously the little shelter where the workshop is, so that's where my base sort of the castle comes up to. It's a little middle section, so it actually worked perfectly that my base got to this level because you walk straight into this, and it's the perfect height. So I couldn't have guessed that any better. It was a complete fluke. I didn't think like that. It's just how it worked out. On the outside of here, I've got the Minuteman flag up on this side, and the Brotherhood of Steel flag up on here. They're the two that I'm allied with at the moment, and I've also got the American flag on that other wall there. Here you can see there's a little gap here. That's just so that the beacon can go out. I couldn't build there obviously, so I don't mind having that little gap there, especially when all the rest of it's roofed off, and I got this little platform that goes around there, so that works well. And the good thing about this little bit here is with my jet pack I can fly straight out, so I do like that side of things. Now, as you can see, as I was saying before, there was no wiring or conduits inside. That's because I put them all on the roof. I'm pretty stoked with how this worked. I came up with the idea while I was playing around with a few things, and I thought it'd be fantastic to put it on the roof, and then you don't have to see any of the wiring inside. So this is the main line down to the generator that's on the boat, and just on each level I've put one wire from the main pylons down onto the conduits on the level, and then from that point all of the conduits on the roof have power. So I've made sure they're all wired up and all sorted on every single level. So there's no conduits on here that don't have power to them, because on each level there's one conduit connected to the main power. Yeah, so you can see that on every floor. It took a long time to do that, but it was well worth it. So that's the pylon. I just put it a little bit easier to reach from up there, so I didn't have to dilly-dally around too much. I've put this generator here. I honestly have no idea if it's necessary, because in all my experiences of building so far, one generator has been enough for every single thing, as long as you use the biggest one. But on the island, fortunately enough, if you follow the main power line, obviously there's the big generator in this boat out the back here that gives off, I think, 40 power or something like that. And so I've left all of that main line in and haven't taken it away for obvious reasons. So that is the thing that's powering. I had powered all my site. The only reason I put that in was because I noticed a couple of lights at the entrance were a little bit dull, and I thought, well, maybe it's because there's no going into the circuit, so I decided to put that in. But then I realised afterwards that the reason that they were a little bit dull was because the conduits were on the roof. So I put some conduits down the side, and it brightened those lights back up. Yeah, that worked well. But I have no idea if there's any need whatever for more than one generator, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe just for the look of things, to make it look a little bit more realistic, I'm going to put some more generators onto the main line later on. And just really quickly, inside here, I can't remember if I showed you or not, but there's a little farm underneath here that I can, sand that I can turn into a farm. This is where I'm going to put all of my crops. So eventually I'll be able to grow everything that I need under here. It'll be out of the way, gives me more room up here to be able to do what I've got to do. And then, yeah, under here eventually I'll probably build some rooms and all that sort of stuff for all the settlers and everything like that, make sure they got their own room each. But yeah, so far so good. It's taken a lot of materials up till this point. I've spent over 20,000 wood and well over 10,000 steel, and I've placed well over 500 lights on my base so far. I will eventually go around the wall and put some lights at least on the top level, and I'll definitely put some turrets there as well. I'll just fly up here just to give you a little bit of the view from the top. Yeah, so you can see out there. It's a little bit foggy at the moment, which is a bit annoying considering I've just started doing this video, but yeah, so far that's my base. As you can see, it's pretty big. I've only got about 3 settlers at the moment, but I only just set up my my beacon to get people to come once I built this wall, so still plenty of work to be done, but I'm pretty excited with how far it's come along so far. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll show you some more videos as I keep on adding.